Alrighty, some wheel maintenance tips on keeping your chrome up. Got chrome wheels on your truck, washing them is not going to be enough. You're going to have to polish them out every 90 days, 60 to 90 days. What'll happen is the atmosphere, the salt, and if you live near the ocean, especially, I go on the beach with the truck, you're going to get pitness on it, and you got to take the pitness out. I got it all cleaned up. The best stuff to use that I find is this white diamond polish. You can buy it at AutoZone. Most auto stores do have it. They sell a lot of stuff, but this works about the best. There's a lot of work now. You're going to spend about 45 minutes to an hour on each wheel. It's not easy, but results show itself. I mean, look at the mirror finish on the wheel. It's amazing. The best thing to do is, like I do, is I use a floor jack, and I jack up the rear, and I spin the wheel around. And then this way you can get the whole entire thing without trying to figure out if you got all your spots. You missed a spot. The next thing I do is I keep my wheel tires protected. And there's a lot of stuff out there, and you see these stuff, wet shine, it looks like greasy. And don't get me wrong, greasy looks nice, but there's one problem with greasy. When you go down the road, it slings all over your paint. It looks like shit. Especially if you got a black truck or a white truck. You have slinging tire shit on your paint. It looks like shit going down the road. So the best stuff that I like using is this Black Magic stuff. It's also at AutoZone. And what it does, it goes on wet, but as you can see, it's still not dry yet. It soaks into the rubber, and it dries to the rubber. See, it's starting to dry. It takes about 25 to 30 minutes to dry into it, and it makes the rubber natural color, and it doesn't sling off and sling on your paint. Now, if you go down the road after you spray it, yes, it will sling on your paint. If you let it sit 30 minutes, it'll actually dry and make the rubber look nice. And it doesn't wash off in the rain either. It stays on for a long time. Like that other crap, as soon as you hit a rainstorm, it'll sling off and your tires look dull again. This stuff keeps your tires looking this color all the time. Every 60 to 90 days, you'll get out of the rims and tires with this stuff. And that's not bad. Another thing you can do is, this is like a aluminum exhaust tip. I think it's like aluminum or cheap grade stainless, and you can see it looks chrome. Now you can use that polish on any aluminum or chrome, and it makes it look really nice. Next thing I want to bring up, a few of you complimented on my video on this rear end cover. You're having problems with leaks from those bolts. You have to read the directions and do it as they say to do it. What I did is a little bit further beyond. Those nuts and those bolts that are in there, what I did is I took a little silicone and put it on the threads when I screwed it into the cover the other way. Just a little bit, just to, stop it from leaking. The next thing is, you got to make sure when you tighten these against the rear, this bolt is against the rear carrier bearing housing. And the reason why they want it torqued against that, you don't want to over tighten it because you can damage inside the rear. The reason why they want that torqued to inch-pounds, I believe it was 10 inch-pounds, I went to 12. Just, you can go a little bit over just to make sure, and I did. I went like 2 inch-pounds over. I went to 12 inch-pounds. And what that does, how it works is energy. Just remember, heat transfers energy. And how this cover is designed to work, it's not just the fins and more oil you have in there. The reason why they got these bolts is because what heats up first is the metal in the rear. The metal in the rear is what heats up, and that's what heats the oil up, and the oil keeps it lubricated so it don't seize up. And your rear end temperatures with a stock cover can go up to 200 degrees going down the road at 70, 75 mile an hour in the summertime. They go up 190, 200 degrees. And what this does, it'll knock it down to about 140, 150. If you're towing a boat or a camper, you can go 220, 225 rear end temperatures. And that's pretty high. But with the synthetic fluid in there, it's, it holds the viscosity. But the reason why these bolts are in there is, like I said, how this cover is designed to work is when Metal heats up inside the rear before the fluid does. It takes the heat and transfers it to this aluminum block. Okay? And these fins cool the cover and cool the aluminum. So it helps keep the temperatures down. Even though the oil's starting to heat up, the metal's going to heat up first. Remember that. The oil's not going to heat up first. The metal will heat up first. And that's what heats the oil up. So that's how it's designed to work. If you do it like I say, you shouldn't have. I got about 9,000 miles on this cover, and I don't have any leaks at all. I haven't checked it to see if they're loosened up. I should on my normal maintenance. It's pretty dirty under here. Sorry if it's not being clean, but it's been crappy weather here in Florida. Raining all the time, and just really haven't had the time to get under there and do normal checkup maintenance. The sway bar is holding up really good, and like I said in my other videos, it's very important to put on your truck. If you're towing or if you have a lifted truck. This truck is lifted, and your center of gravity is up so high, and that causes severe body roll. If you have to swerve on the road, or you notice when you go on the exit ramp and go around the bend, the body starts to roll because you're lifted, this will stop that rolling effect. It'll keep it level, and it'll keep the truck in the turn level. But it works out great. If you got to lift a truck, that's another reason why I got the cover on there to lift the truck, because it's working harder. You're up in the air, you're against the the wind, and you notice that these tires are on there, the bigger tires. Rolling resistance creates rolling resistance. You can put this thing in neutral, it can almost come to a stop just by neutral, because there's so much rolling resistance. Well, more rolling resistance is more energy it takes to move the vehicle and more heat transfer. And that's what this cover does. It keeps it cooler. But like I said, the best thing to do is use your floor jack for your wheels, and use that polish, and you'll have a nice shiny finish. I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to watch my other videos. Thanks for watching.